Bano and Romina Power were once the most beloved couple in all of Italy. Two voices, one dream, and a love story that millions believed would never end. But what if the version everyone accepted for decades was never the whole truth? For nearly 30 years, their names were inseparable. Bano Carisi, the son of Pugliese farmers, with a voice powerful enough to fill stadiums. Romina Power, the daughter of Hollywood legend Tyrone Power, blonde, radiant, with a smile that never seemed to fade. When they sang Felicità together at the 1984 Sanremo Festival, winning with over 2 million votes, they weren't just performers. For an entire generation of Italians, they were living proof that love could be real, lasting, and beautiful all at once. Their story had begun almost by accident, back in 1967, on the set of a musical film in Rome. He was 24, fresh from a small town in Puglia. She was 16, raised between California and the glittering world of American cinema. Two lives couldn't have been more different, and yet, within days, something sparked. They married on July 26, 1970, settled on his family estate in Celino San Marco, and built a life together. 4 children, over 150 million records sold-out concerts across Europe and beyond. But behind the perfect image, the cracks were forming quietly. Years of constant touring meant they were always moving, always performing, rarely still. In interviews given much later, Romina reflected that despite all the applause, something inside her remained unfulfilled. Two people who had been drawn together by their differences were, over time, being pulled apart by those very same differences. He was rooted in the soil of Puglia, grounded and forward-moving. She was restless, searching for meaning in spirituality and inner reflection. Then came the blow that changed everything. On New Year's Eve 1993, their eldest daughter Yelenia disappeared in the United States at the age of 23. She was never found. The grief that followed drove the couple in opposite directions. Bano found a way to keep going, returning to the land, to music, to life. Romina could not move on in the same way. She continued to hold on to hope that Yelenia was still alive, a belief she has maintained to this day. In 1999, after 29 years of marriage, they separated. The version that Italy quietly accepted was one of a love shattered by tragedy. But more than 2 decades later, Romina finally offered her own account. In a 2025 television interview, she said plainly that she had been the one who chose to end the marriage. Not because of any single event, but because, as she put it, she had not been happy with her partner, or with herself. It was a striking admission from a woman whose generation rarely had the space to say such things out loud. Bano, for his part, had spoken in interviews about difficulties in the marriage, and made claims about Romina's behavior during that period. Claims she has disputed, describing them as inaccurate. What remains, after all of it, is something quieter and more complicated than a fairy tale. Two people who genuinely loved each other, who lost something irreplaceable together, and who found they could not rebuild the same life from the wreckage. Romina has said she still loves him. The way she explained, you never stop loving someone who was truly part of your life. Sometimes, loving someone and building a life with them are simply two different things. And sometimes, the truest stories are the ones we take the longest to tell. If this moved you, hit like and subscribe. There are more stories like this one waiting for you.